A city under siege where crime is out of control and villains run rampant. There is only one hope.
I fought so many supervillains, nothing shocks me anymore.
You see, crime doesn't pay. There's a new superhero in town, or should I say, a superheroine. Her name is Black Scorpion, and while the words bam, zap, and pow never appear around her like they did for certain other comic book crime fighters, this voluptuous vigilante still packs quite a punch, or should I say, a sting. I'm Adam West. Join me now for a glimpse of something every supervillain can only dream of. A look behind the mask of Black Scorpion. Model-turned-actress Joan Severance was the first to embody Black Scorpion in a 1995 Showtime movie.
The TV series Black Scorpion started with a picture Black Scorpion that I made under my Roger Corman Presents series for Showtime.
Black Scorpion started off as a Showtime movie, which garnered huge ratings for the network and did equally well overseas, particularly in Germany. From then on, we went to Black Scorpion 2.
The film achieved boffo ratings both domestically and internationally, paving the way for a sequel, and now a TV series.
So much so that the German company called me and said they would like to license Black Scorpion to make a German TV series. I had no thoughts of making any TV series, but I immediately said, I don't want to license it. I'm planning to make a TV series myself.
However, Corman and Company had the daunting task of finding the new face of Black Scorpion.
I thought my requirements were fairly simple. I wanted a good-looking actress with a great figure who was reasonably decent. I wasn't, as an actress, I wasn't looking for Meryl Streep. I just wanted somebody who could give a reasonable performance. To my great surprise, we spent month after month interviewing just about every good-looking young actress with a good figure. I've never seen so many bad actors in my life.
And Michelle came in on a Friday late in the afternoon. She was one of the last girls, and she walked in and she just nailed it.
I came in at the very end. I think they auditioned about 450 girls, and I was one of the last 5, I believe.
The audition process for Black Scorpion took almost a year. We probably saw about 1,000 girls in that time, and out of those 1,000, we whittled them down to probably about 5. And during the last audition, all the girls had to play 2 different roles. They had to audition for Darcy, the cop, and Black Scorpion, the sexy superhero.
There's a room full of people. I remember walking in and just seeing a bunch of people, and auditioned with Scott.
Kicked the papers out of his hand, which I did not mean to do, and everybody thinks that I did.
I remember they had just given me the copy, and I'm sitting there holding it like this, and at some part in the scene they're supposed to kick, and I'm reading the line, and all of a sudden it goes, boom! I'm like, whoa!
Did she mean to kick the script out of his hand? I'll say yes.
No, I don't think she meant to. I think she was just very focused.
Either way, it helped her to get the role.
I walked out there just feeling like I did a great job. I was really proud of what I had done and said, well, I'm going to get on a plane. I hopped on a plane. I went to Phoenix, and pretty much after I landed, I got the call that I got the part.
Like, you got the job. And I was like, wait, me?
With a cast and crew in place, the new Black Scorpion is poised to strike. That and more when we return.
We'll be right back with Behind the Sting, the making of Black Scorpion.
No crime fighter can battle the forces of evil all by herself. And although Black Scorpion appears to be a solo superhero, There are really 100 talented artists behind the scenes making her feats of daring do, well, doable. A team of technicians, designers, and stunt coordinators make Black Scorpion a hero to be reckoned with. Every crime fighter needs a costume, and Black Scorpion's comes courtesy of Almost Human's Robert Hall.
Michelle came into my studio practically hours after she got cast as Black Scorpion and had no idea that she had to have her entire body cast.
Almost Human did the body cast, and I was in there. I can't remember. I think it was about 3 or 4 hours, and it was quite an experience. I'd never had anything like that done before, and if you're claustrophobic at all, God help you, because they wrap you up, and you have to sit there and be very patient and hear yourself breathing, which is sort of a strange thing.
While Almost Human outfits our superhero, not to mention a menagerie of supervillains, Corman's art department launched a full-scale assault at his Venice studio, creating sets and props which include Black Scorpion's secret lair and, of course, her Scorpion-mobile. With the cast and crew anxiously waiting, Michelle put on the mask for the first time and became Black Scorpion.
Okay, I want you to just keep your bearings. And action!
My first memory in the costume was we had to do an exterior shot, and it was raining, and so we had to move everything inside. And I think everyone was sort of looking around each other. I remember everyone thinking that this was going to be a long haul.
Black Scorpion as a TV series was much more complicated. We had never done a series before, so we kind of gear up to go 4 or 5 weeks full blast as a sprinter. This time we went week after week after week.
60 pages in 6 days.
That was just the calm before the storm.
Darcy's straight-laced partner, played by Scott Valentine, dreams of arresting Black Scorpion, completely unaware that the woman behind the mask is really his fellow officer.
Steve Rafferty was obviously Superman's Lois Lane, and there were a few times that I slipped on the slingback pumps and the nice little sort of the slit skirt, but they wouldn't film that.
Her squadron partner, played by Scott Valentine, is more interested in the masked vigilante than he is that girl who sits across the desk from him every day at the office.
You mean you transferred here to chase Black Scorpion?
No, I transferred here to catch her.
But I always thought of him as this little third grader running around on set causing trouble, pulling pranks, and...
Though they say that I'm a silly clowny, I don't mix business with pleasure.
With an electrifying episode entitled Power Play, Valentine steps behind the camera to make his directorial debut.
It was the first time I ever directed anything filmed. I almost had tears of joy, literally, every day going home because the crew just pumped in a major way. They kicked butt for me.
It was his set! It was his set at that point, yeah, so everyone had to act accordingly. And actually, everybody, it was their opportunity just to get Scott back.
You know, you always hear this in these god-awful, stupid, the making of interviews, and Bob was such a wonderful guy to be with, and Meredith was just, she was a pleasure. She was truly a dream. You know, there's people that you work with that are downright pain right in the friggin' butt, and you never want to see their face again. And one of the great things about this cast was everybody was great. It was like going back to college and having fun.
Do you know what you want?
Yes, I do. And I want it to go.
Chet?
Every comic book crusader needs a sidekick, not to mention a souped-up mode of transportation. Lucky for Black Scorpion, she has Argyle, a streetwise mechanic who makes her car street-ready, ready for anything.
Look, if I can reorganize the atoms in your car, why not your clothes? Although, I have to admit, I had to put in some major overtime to get all that software to fit on your ring finger.
All right. What do I owe you?
If it wasn't for you busting me, I'd still be doing hard time with the rest of my gang. I figure this squares us.
When we return, we'll unmask the Breathtaker, Black Scorpion's asthmatic archenemy, and we'll take a look at some of the show's more curvaceous criminals.
We'll be right back with Behind the Sting, the making of Black Scorpion.
There'd be no need for a superhero without supervillains, and Black Scorpion has quite a rogues gallery of bad guys, including yours truly as the Breathtaker. But her enemies aren't limited to bad guys. Oh no, there are bad girls as well. And sometimes these lovely ladies can be more lethal than their male counterparts. The bottom line, Black Scorpion has her gloves full. After playing the ultimate good guy for so many years, I welcome the chance to play a truly bad guy. I just remember fighting with a woman in a black mask.
Adam West, one word. Is he gonna see this? How do I look?
Yeah, working with Adam West was cool, because I was such a Batman fan.
Sexy.
We thought what better way to test Black Scorpion than to pit her against Adam West as her asthmatic archenemy, the Breathtaker.
Looks like someone's about to take their last breath for the second time.
Okay, highly intelligent, but that makes him even sexier.
We both wear masks so we don't have to see what we really are. Freaks!
I think every single person on the crew is excited to work with him.
I think the word pro just epitomizes Adam. He was very complimentary to the makeup.
You're so clumsy, Robert.
I know. He had no idea he was going to be wearing prosthetics. He thought he was going to just have maybe a mask or something like that. So that's not his nose or cheeks that you see in the episode. It's actually just a prosthetic piece made out of gelatin that we glued on.
Supervillain Julie McCullough.
Oh my gosh, Batman's calling me a supervillain.
Why would I want to warn them?
Well, it's standard operating procedure for all supervillains. Stupid camera, stupid camera. Jeez. You're gonna sell this, aren't you? The Underground magazine type. But I'm not the only arch-villain who will try to leave Black Scorpion, shall we say, breathless. There's also a flaming fiend known as Inferno, a kissing killer called the Angel of Death, and a gruesome gardener named Greenflower.
All right, enough! Everyone with a mask on is under arrest.
Riddle me this, comic book fans. What supervillain does Frank Gorshin play?
Wait, let me guess. The Watchmaker, Father Time, or the Minuteman?
Try clockwise.
We also had Frank Gorshin as Clockwise, a tick-tocking terrorist bent on aging the city.
Tick-tock, 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 tick. No more talk. Frank Gorshin was great to work with. Brought things to the character that you didn't even expect.
We got to age Frank Gorshin to about 130 years.
Action! What are you doing?
I'm not the only good guy to go bad against Black Scorpion. The Incredible Hulk himself, Lou Ferrigno, does a menacing and muscular turn as a sadistic slave master who captures our cast when they get trapped inside a virtual reality video game.
And Lou's a sweetheart. Everybody thinks he's like this big, monster and all that, and he's just a sweetheart of a guy. He's like the gentle giant. Having to do a fight scene with him, though.
Athena Massey gets wet and wild as Hurricane.
I get paid for this. Hurricane has fun, doing basically whatever she has to do.
People are using our ocean as a sewer, and all you can think about is writing tickets?
In order to do that, she builds a cyclonic magnifier.
Come again?
A cyclonic magnifier.
Of course, everyone has a favorite baddie they love to hate.
Alan Scotty, I loved him as...
The name is Flashpoint.
When I first got the material for this character, I started playing around with it, and I found that in order to work with him, I had to kind of be out there. I had to create a character that had like this bigger than likeness to him.
If there's nothing to see, you won't need anything to see with.
When I put my outfit on, watch out.
In addition to the bad guys, we have some even badder girls played by Tracy Bingham, Lisa Boyle, Victoria Silvstedt, Carrie Stevens, and Shay Marks.
Well, what about my software? It needs to be played with too.
Coming up next, a closer look at Black Scorpion's costume. A perfect fit for fashion and fighting.
Don't go away or touch that dial, or you'll be all washed up.
Robert Hall of Almost Human designed Black Scorpion's lethal look. It's what all the sexy superheroines are wearing this season.
The stuff we did in Black Scorpion 2, although I thought it was pretty cool, I wanted to improve it. I thought that the suit should be a lot more like the Batman films. A little less S&M looking and a little more, superhero with a sculptured armor. Jamie Bond, the costume designer, she designed anything that had to do with spandex or fabric or leather. And we did all the stuff that had to do with masks, helmets, prosthetics, creatures. And we only had about a week to actually pull everything off. So basically interpreting the script, visualizing and doing it in 3D was a big challenge, but a lot of fun. We actually had to age most of the cast in an episode called Crime Time.
Robert Hall, the guy who was the head of the special effects makeup, he made it so real that it made it so easy to lend credence to that.
Meanwhile, wardrobe designer Jamie Bond outfitted the villainous vixens in costumes that put both a seductive and sinister spin on their characters.
Jamie Bond, the costume designer, and I would sit down and say, okay, here's the person, here's their theme.
This is one of the highlights of my job.
I love that costume, actually. It's the most elaborate costume I've ever worn. The costume was a pain, but once it was all on, I felt like I was that character.
I made a series of films, I think there were 3 of them, called Barbarian Queen. They were distributed overseas by Universal. And I was personally offended when Universal then made Xena warrior princess. As a matter of fact, I was talking to them and I said, I didn't mind you taking my series Deathstalker and making Hercules, because at least you changed the name. But when you took my series Barbarian Queen and made it Warrior Princess, you could have been at least a little bit more original. They laughed and they said, we're not very original.
I got to be this great female vigilante, which I think is a very important role and something that is very important to show society now, and especially young people. You don't see a lot of these strong female characters on TV now.
I don't think the trend towards women as strong heroes is a passing fad.
A highlight of any Black Scorpion episode are the fight scenes, fast and furious. They don't only provide fun for the audience, guest stars also look forward to getting in on the action.
I'll have to say that I absolutely love doing my own stunts. The big scene that we had, this Black Scorpion and Hurricane, I know it took us 12 hours.
Series star Michelle Lintel really enjoyed doing stunts.
I sort of got excited about doing some of my own stunts, and I thought, well, maybe I could, take this further. Maybe it was the character coming out in me. So they started throwing me over boxes, and I was loving that.
I actually hit the Black Scorpion in the face. I thought, oh my gosh, I hit this girl.
She hit me.
You're gonna have is my fist against your face.
But when you're trying to do the scene, you're all over the place.
Whatever.
Some critics may think that Black Scorpion is too over-the-top violent even for a comic book. But legendary genre master Roger Corman is quick to disagree.
We may get some flack from the media for the excess action. I would call it action, somebody else might call it violence. But I think the fact that our series is done with humor indicates that this is not violence. This is really action.
Interesting choice of words.
To look like I'm doing, I'm beating the hell out of him.
For those who believe that violence in media equates to violence in society, if we know that those countries that have greater violence in their media than we do have a lower homicide rate, the answer is obvious. We should have a national, determined, and major effort to put more violence in our media.
We'll be right back with Behind the Sting, the making of Black Scorpion. A costume crusader, larger-than-life supervillains, seductive sidekicks, and a computerized car programmed for crime fighting. All the elements that put the bam, zap, and pow into a superhero show. Take it from someone who's done his own fair share of on-screen crime fighting. I'm Adam West. Good night, citizens, and sleep easy. Black Scorpion's watching over you.
Hi, we're making the Black
Black Scorpion began as a Showtime movie for HBO. No, it didn't.
And I got the whole world in my hand.
When I sat down to write Black Scorpion, and I envisioned a long braid and a black cowl,
It's a toothless, hairless version of me. We'll be right back with...
Wait, what? Didn't you say Sting?
Hi, this is Michelle. Hi, this is Michelle and Tel. We're making the. What am I supposed to
You're
say?
watching.
Do you have cue cards? I need cue cards. Thank you.